What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Just when you think you've seen it all, stick around. Another day of drama. You're going to see a massive bright light in the nighttime sky out of upstate New York. This thing was so big and so bright, there's no way it could have been legal. Definitely not an airplane. Definitely not a helicopter. I've also got more video footage of drones. The drone drama continues. We're going to start off over here along the west coast of California in the Los Angeles area, where there's now 5 new wildfires currently underway. They started yesterday. You can see the plume of smoke from the Pacific Palisades area. I've got rare video footage from the location of these wildfires. One of the wildfires, the Eaton wildfire, that's showing 10,600 acres currently burned, started yesterday on the 7th, 0% containment. Here's a video from this wildfire. Check this out. You talk about bizarre. This was just shared with me by Randy Rockstar Preacher. The video comes from a camera that's facing the wildfire. Once again, the Eaton wildfire via Fox News. Check this out. Did you see that? What in the world was that? I zoomed in. Let me pause it here real quick. This is the Eaton wildfire. Something very fast and decent size came darting out of the middle of that wildfire and then disappeared right there. You've got to be kidding me. Watch this. I put it in slow motion. I'm going to zoom in. This is not a bird.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my...
Definitely not an airplane or a helicopter. That was in slow motion. Look at how fast that thing was going. Unbelievable. Here's one more time. You can tell it came right out of the fire. Look at that. What in the world was that thing that just vanished right over there above that tree line? Incredible catch there by Randy. A helicopter. That was in slow wildfire. Something very fast and decent size came darting out of the middle of that wildfire and then disappeared right there. You've got to be kidding me. Watch this. I put it in slow motion. I'm going to zoom in. This is not a bird. Definitely not an airplane or a helicopter. That was in slow motion. Look at how fast that thing was going. Unbelievable. Here's one more time. You can tell it came right out of the fire. Look at that. What in the world was that thing that just vanished right over there above that tree line? Incredible catch there by Randy Rockstar Preacher, who was watching the wildfire. I think everybody's glued to the wildfire situation out here near Los Angeles. The Palisades fire, 2,925 acres. Right here, 0% containment, according to CalFire.com. There's a Hearst fire that's 505 acres, Woodley fire that's 30 acres, and the Olivis fire that's 11 acres. That one just started today, and I believe the Woodley fire also just started today, and they're also visible via satellite over here at Zoom.Earth. You can see yesterday on January 7th. Check this out. You talk about bizarre. This was just shared with me by Randy Rockstar Preacher. The video comes from a camera that's facing the wildfire. Once again, the Eaton wildfire via Fox News. Check this out. Did you see that? What in the world was that? I zoomed in. Let me pause it here real quick. This is the Eaton wildfire. Something very fast and decent size came darting out of the middle of that wildfire and then disappeared right there. You've got to be kidding me. Watch this. I put it in slow motion. I'm going to zoom in. This is not a bird. Definitely not an airplane or a helicopter. That was in slow motion. Look at how fast that thing was going. Unbelievable. Here's one more time. You can tell it came right out of the fire. Look at that. What in the world was that thing that just vanished right over there above that tree line? Incredible catch there by Randy, Rockstar Preacher, who was watching the wildfire. I think everybody's glued to the wildfire situation out here near Los Angeles. The Palisades fire, 2,925 acres. Right here, 0% containment, according to CalFire.com. There's a Hearst fire that's 505 acres, Woodley fire that's 30 acres, and the Olivis fire that's 11 acres. That one just started today, and I believe the Woodley fire also just started today, and they're also visible via satellite over here at Zoom.Earth. You can see yesterday on January 7th as the Palisades fire took off. I also have video footage that was shared with me of the location of the beginning of the wildfire, just prior to that large plume of smoke right here coming off the coast of California. Check this out. They're also dealing with a major power outage issue. 347,000 customers without power. Most of these outages are in the Los Angeles area. Here's all the counties that are dealing with power outages. I have video footage coming up that was shared with me that has narration from yesterday. The video is from the Santa Monica area, I believe, as the Palisades wildfire had been underway for probably less than 60 minutes.
January 7th. Fire up in Santa Monica Mountains from my roof deck, and you can see the smoke all over. Wow, look at that. It's from the Santa Anas. It's been on fire since 10:30 this morning. And it's so close. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Looks like houses that are on fire. Wow. Oh my God, it is so close. Holy.
New features in the Weight Watchers app just dropped.
I've lost 60 pounds and I can still enjoy all of the foods that I love. Figuring out what to
And they also shared this video footage right here, video of where the fire started. From this wildfire, check this out. You talk about bizarre. This was just shared with me by Randy, Rockstar Preacher. The video comes from a camera that's facing the wildfire. Once again, the Eaton wildfire via Fox News. Check this out. Did you see that? What in the world was that? I zoomed in. Let me pause it here real quick. This is the Eaton wildfire. Something very fast and decent size came darting out of the middle of that wildfire and then disappeared right there. You've got to be kidding me. Watch this. I put it in slow motion. I'm going to zoom in. This is not a bird. Definitely not an airplane or a helicopter. That was in slow motion. Look at how fast that thing was going. Unbelievable. Here's one more time. You can tell it came right out of the fire. Look at that. What in the world was that thing that just vanished right over there above that tree line? Incredible catch there by Randy, Rockstar Preacher, who was watching the wildfire. I think everybody's glued to the wildfire situation out here near Los Angeles. The Palisades fire, 2,925 acres. Right here, 0% containment, according to CalFire.com. There's a Hearst fire that's 505 acres, Woodley fire that's 30 acres, and the Olivis fire that's 11 acres. That one just started today, and I believe the Woodley fire also just started today, and they're also visible via satellite over here at Zoom.Earth. You can see yesterday on January 7th as the Palisades fire took off. I also have video footage that was shared with me of the location of the beginning of the wildfire, just prior to that large plume of smoke right here coming off the coast of California. Check this out. They're also dealing with a major power outage issue. 347,000 customers without power. Most of these outages are in the Los Angeles area. Here's all the counties that are dealing with power outages. I have video footage coming up that was shared with me that has narration from yesterday. The video is from the Santa Monica area, I believe, as the Palisades wildfire had been underway for probably less than 60 minutes.
January 7th. Fire up in Santa Monica Mountains from my roof deck, and you can see the smoke all over. Wow, look at that. It's from the Santa Anas. It's been
Great day. As promised in yesterday's video, we're going to look at new analysis of the huge UFO, possibly a large drone above Arkansas. What we saw in yesterday's video, you're going to see new flashing lights in parking lots. We saw multiple videos in 2024. We're going to see some more in 2025. I've got two videos of what looks like the same mysterious light in the nighttime sky, thousands of miles apart. But we're going to start off first with this video right here. This is a still image from this video that was sent in by Kimberlina68 of what appears to be a large orb in the nighttime sky, kind of moving around very slowly, not necessarily moving quickly up or down, side to side, just kind of hanging around. And I gotta be honest, when I first looked at this video that I've actually had for 2 or 3 weeks, I just thought it was an out of focus orb until that. And then there's some other things too that lead me to believe that this maybe is the appearance of this thing, some sort of a strange glowing disc in the nighttime sky. She's going to point a laser at this thing here in just a moment, and you saw the still image at the beginning of the video. You saw the light deflect off to the left. That's implying that this is some sort of a solid object if it's deflecting light, and maybe it's not out of focus. I've seen hundreds, if not thousands, of videos of out of focus objects in the nighttime sky. And like I said, I thought that's what this was. But I'm now beginning to wonder if this is something completely different. You're going to see another object enter the field of view from the right that also appears to be out of focus, but I don't think it is. It's going to interact with this object here, whatever it may be. You can see the background stars. They appear to be very clear and in focus. You can see something right there. I don't know if that's a reflection or some sort of a ghost orb that's up there that doesn't have quite as much energy as this one right here. But again, you're going to see something enter from the right that appears to be turned at a slightly different angle. And it too has the same appearance as this one right here. So this is very mysterious. I've been sitting on this for, like I said, a couple of weeks, and I thought, you know what, we're going to share this today. We're going to just remain open-minded. Maybe this is something that is not necessarily out of focus. You can kind of see through it. See right there, you can see the background stars behind it, which is also very intriguing. Okay, coming up in just a couple of seconds, you're going to see a laser pointed right at this thing. There you go. See how the light deflects off of the center over here to the left? Isn't that wild? And right here she does it again. And notice how the light makes a hard 90-degree turn to the left. So that tells us there's possibly something solid there. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to make of this thing. It's highly mysterious. You can see through it. And I've seen personally, in broad daylight, by the way, a semi-transparent ball of what looked like energy in the daytime sky that was also semi-transparent. It was a slightly different color than and there it just disappeared. It was a slightly different color than the blue sky. This is obviously in the nighttime sky, but it appears to be semi-transparent. It appears to be a ball of energy, and it has enough mass to deflect light. So quite an unusual observation here by Kimberlina68. I'm waiting to hear back on the exact very bright. I don't know if this thing is phasing. There you go. Look at that. What was that? Did you see that? Something entered the field of view from the right that appeared to be at a slightly different angle. And it wasn't their laser that they were using earlier. It was something entirely different. Right there it is again. Huh. I don't know what to make of this thing. And now they're pointing the laser at it again, and you can see the light deflecting off of the object. That thing there is interacting with it. What a bizarre sequence of events. We've been seeing a lot of strange things in the nighttime sky. I've got more video footage from the United Kingdom, from Florida. People absolutely mystified at what they're looking at in the nighttime sky. Those videos don't look anything like this. This is something altogether new. And as you can see, for the last minute or so, this thing has been more solid. It looks very bright now instead of semi-transparent. And there again, pointing the laser at this thing, the light is clearly deflecting off to the left. Look at that. So that tells us there's mass there. And are those ghost objects in the sky or some sort of just common reflections? I don't know. One of them looked pretty decent size. And there it disappeared. And here it comes back again. Not quite as bright. Here I put it in a different format for presentation purposes so we could see the laser beam that they were pointing at this thing. And you can see it clearly stops right there on this thing. So that tells us this thing definitely had mass, whatever it was. They were very intrigued by it because they videoed this thing for quite some time. And when they stopped videoing, the object was still there. Their arm probably got tired from holding the camera up, and they did a very good job. They kept it in the frame the entire length of the video. This is just obviously in a different format. Light is dark, dark is light. And there's the object, whatever it was, that came in from the right-hand side at about the 2 o'clock position. They pointed the laser at the thing again. The darker objects you see there are background stars. And the laser is coming up again. You're going to see it stop right in the middle of this thing. You can't see the deflection because I'm in a different format. But she points the laser right there, and it stops on the object. It doesn't keep on going through. So there's something there, whatever it was in the nighttime sky. And again, it was there for a long period of time. I did this in a negative format. And coming up, I used a different technique right here to show more of the object. And you can clearly see it's definitely got personality. It's perfectly round, appears to have something, maybe two things in the center of the object that again was in the sky for quite some time. And coming up, you're going to see a bright object enter the field of view up here around the 10, 11 o'clock position. Goes behind the object. That looks to be pretty decent size too, whatever it may have been. Moving very quickly in a downward motion and then out of the field of view. So very bizarre video footage sent in by Kimberlina68. Want to take you guys now back to Choctaw, Arkansas. Out here in the middle of north central Arkansas in a highly rural area where the population is very sparse. It's just not a densely populated area. But Lisa just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Lisa Nixon took this video footage of yet another highly mysterious object in the nighttime sky. I shared this video with you guys yesterday, the original video, pretty much unedited. All I did was zoom in. In this video analysis, I make some modifications trying to pull forward any possible features because this thing was so unique. It was quite large, and you could tell even in the original format that this thing had personality. Check this out. This was spotted on the night of January 2nd of 2024 above north central Arkansas. Again, very sparsely populated area. Notice the secondary vertical object in this segment right here. Watch, you're going to see something enter the field of view over here on the left, goes behind and slightly above the object that we're watching right there. Appears to be vertical. See it right there? I'm going to zoom in a little closer and pause it. Look at that. What is going on? You can see it moving. There it is again. And there it is again. Wow. I mean, this thing apparently for a brief period of time wasn't alone. So this is in a modified format. I took segments of the video that I could pause it, zoom in, and pull forward features like you're going to see coming up here. I pause it. You're going to see what look like windows or circles on this thing. multiple times, implying that this thing definitely was solid. It was some sort of a flying machine in the nighttime sky. But the thing of it was, this thing didn't move. It remained in the same location for the entire length of the video. They saw this thing before they turned on their camera, and it remained in the sky for an extended period of time, primarily white, every once in a while flashing green. Look at that. Possibly rotating in place. Check that out. There's those two very defined circles on this thing. I don't know if those are windows or what those were. Maybe just holes in the craft. I have no idea. But they were definitely part of this craft because they are visible multiple times during the video that Lisa took from north central Arkansas. Here I simply slowed it down, zoomed in closer, looking for anything recognizable. We noticed the round circles multiple times. You can clearly see what looks like a bright light. It's not blinking except for the green. The white's not blinking. There's those circles again. So they're definitely there, whatever they may be. There it almost looks like some sort of a wedge in the nighttime sky. I don't think that's a drone. That's some sort of a UFO hovering above north central Arkansas just a few nights ago. Let me pause it right here. There's the circles again. That's the third time I've been able to pause this video and those two dark circles appear. And they're the same size and the same distance apart each time. So they were definitely part of this craft, whatever it may have been. Here I just simply slowed it down. I'm going to pause it again whenever it reveals a unique side of itself, like right there. The side looks smooth. You can see a couple of things coming off the top. Almost looks like the side of a possible triangle. Let me pause it right here. There's those dark circles again. They're there. Whatever they may be, there they are again. See them? Clearly part of this craft. Here it is again. This is about the fifth time I was able to pause this thing, and there they are. Whatever they may be. That was a very good video from north central Arkansas. Here I put it in an inverted format. Light is dark, dark is light. You'll see the circles again, but they will appear to be white. There they are. Clearly there, and there's the outline of the craft, at least from this angle. It seemed like it was rotating in place. So we're going to get multiple views of this thing that are each going to look different, like this one right here. Almost looks like a bird of some sort, but it was just the angle that the object was at whenever I was able to stop the video. Look at that. Unreal. Those are dark circles. They just appear to be white in this format. They'll show up again, I believe, right there. You just saw them. This is in a negative format right there. It looks like a wedge in the sky. Just depended on the angle that I was able to stop the video. And right here's another angle where it looks like a V in the sky with something coming out the top. There's the circles again. They were definitely there. They were on this craft. I don't know if those circles were windows to look out of or some sort of portals that were just part of the flying machine's technology, apparently highly advanced because it was able to maintain the same altitude without making any noise for an extended period of time above Choctaw, Arkansas, just a few nights ago, just a little over 72 hours ago, spotted in the nighttime sky. And here's the original still image of those, what looked like windows on this thing that compelled me to do a second video, take a closer look at this thing to see what else it maybe had to offer. Whatever it was highly interesting and appeared to be highly advanced technology spotted above north central Arkansas. How about that? I mean, just when you think you've seen it all, here we go again. Check this out. Remember the eerie flashing street lights that people were noticing back in December? This video was sent in by Emily Lennon from December 28th of 2024 at 7:57 a.m. She was driving around. It was a little bit foggy on this morning. She noticed the street lights blinking. Look at that. As she's driving down the road. I'm just sharing this with you guys that maybe didn't get a chance to see these because I have a new video that was taken just a couple of days ago of more lights that are flashing in a parking lot. Like this right here. I've never seen that in my entire life. Look, this is in downtown Cleveland, Allison. Look at that. What is causing that? What was causing that? But here's the thing. Those are from 2024. This is by Matthew out of North Yorkshire, United Kingdom. Notice the flashing light off in the distance that doesn't normally flash. That's what caught his attention. Normally it's a steady light. And I've got a new one to share with you guys that occurred here in 2025. And this is just the one that was shared with me. This is probably going on in many other locations. Still happening in 2025. Here we go. Mary Smith noticed a blinking light in a parking lot. She was apparently in an office building at 4:07 a.m. on January 3rd of 2025. Look at that. Light goes off, on. There's the parking lot. There's the pole. You can see it lighting up the car. The light's so bright, and then it turns off. Still occurring for unknown reasons in 2025. What is happening? It's almost as if an EMP is interfering with the flow of electricity at
Behold!
Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max.
This is so cool.
It's just the beginning.
The ultimate bundle for an unbelievable.
certain places and certain times, and it's showing up in street lights. I want to take you guys now to the United Kingdom and the state of Florida. We're going to start off in Liverpool, United Kingdom. This video was taken less than 48 hours ago by Carl Bennett at 9:07 p.m. Once again, out of the UK, it has narration. Here we go.
Oh, what's that, man? Don't get in my way. Look in the sky. What the fuck is that? Look at it, it's round. That's moving quick, that as well. That's not a plane. There's no way that's a plane. And you know it's not that. What? That's not a plane. Disappeared, huh? Wow.
And as you could tell by Carl's analysis of what he was looking at here in the nighttime sky, he said a couple of times this was not an airplane. It wasn't making any sound, and it was moving rather quickly through the nighttime sky above the United Kingdom. And then, of course, right here, it disappeared. Now we're going to go from the United Kingdom to the state of Florida. This video also has narration. It was sent in by Brenda out of Middleton, Florida.
Well, here it is again, right over us. There's the trees. There it is. Now, I don't know if this is a drone or not. But it is weird. It's sitting there. It's not moving like the other. Ooh. You know I'm watching you, right? Father, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, whatever this is, rebuke it if it's not of yours. Yeshua HaMashiach. So you see it? See how it's getting bigger and just wider and look at that. Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Véngase, Señor, tu reino aquí en la tierra, así como en el cielo. El pan nuestro de cada día, danos hoy, perdona nuestras ofensas, así como nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en la tentación, mas líbranos de todo mal. Amén. It's making itself bigger, but there's nothing bigger than God. There you go.
And people are reporting a variety of pesky things like sinus issues, sore throat, feeling a little bit lethargic, a wide variety of pesky issues after they were exposed to this mysterious fog that once again is not only limited to the United States, this is showing up, from what I understand, all around the world. This first video has narration. It comes out of Salem, Oregon. People are saying this stuff really isn't like fog. They're a bit perplexed as to what they're seeing in the nighttime sky. This video footage was sent in by Johnny from January 6th of 2025 at 2:30 a.m. Once again, out of Salem, Oregon. This video has narration. Here we go.
This is called a Brinnet Rescue Angel. It's a handheld searchlight. It's not a flashlight. It's so bright that it will blind you. It will also start a fire if you point it at something flammable. It's not the brightest searchlight, handheld searchlight on the planet, but it throws a beam of light twice as far as the brightest searchlight on the planet at a mile. We're going to take this flashlight and let's just go see outside here. What we got. That is not fog. If we go under the eave, you can see its individual particles. Those are individual particles, and that's under the eave, you see. But if you go outside the eave, let's go outside the eave. You see tons of this crap. I have no idea what this crap is. But I can tell you one thing. It isn't fog. Look at that. It's like snow. Except it's 50 degrees outside. It's just waves and waves and waves of it up high. That is just crazy.
And as you heard Johnny say, the stuff looked like snow, but it was 50 degrees outside, so there's no way it could have been snow. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. He also shared this video right here. This is a security camera on his house, taken about an hour before the video that he just took with his flashlight. I've got this in fast forward for presentation purposes. This video was taken at 1:38 a.m. The video that he just shared with us was taken around 2:30, 2:40 in the morning. So about an hour later. So this had been going on for a while whenever he did the video with the flashlight. Once again, this is a security camera on the outside of his house, and you can see this stuff coming down pretty heavy, and it looks like snow. But keep in mind, as this video is recording right now, it's 50 degrees outside in this location in Salem, Oregon. Going from Salem, Oregon to Aurora, Colorado. This video was sent in from the night of January 4th, 2025 by Dan M. Video taken at 5:28 a.m. when he too encountered the thick fog, dimming the lights in the distance. You can see a car here going by. The lights look dim on it. You can see there's a pretty thick fog presence in his location around Aurora, Colorado in the early morning hours of January 4th of 2025. I also received another video. This video was sent in by Jesse. I'm not sure of the location, but the date says 12/28/2024 at 21:14. That would be 9:14 p.m. And you can see what looks like fog. I'm going to put this in fast forward for presentation purposes. You can clearly see very foggy in this location, and you can also see the presence of those particles in the sky. And once again, I'm waiting to hear back from Jesse on the exact location of this video. These things you see right up here at the top, what look like bright lights, that's the remnant of a cobweb in front of the camera. The rest of the stuff you see, definitely fog. Going from fog to mysterious large crafts in the nighttime sky. We're going to start off right out here in Arizona City, Arizona. Check this out. This has a little bit of narration by Brian. This video goes back to April 28th of 2024, video taken at 12:24 a.m., but it's still very relevant. Check this out. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and I believe he pulled his car over to the side of the road. As you're going to hear cars come very close to his location here in just a minute, implying that he's next to the roadside. Hear a car coming? I had to turn the volume down right here because it got so loud. The car was very close to him. And here coming up around the 1 minute mark, there's some narration. Brian talks about how big this thing is, and he not only mentions it once, but 2 or 3 times. Check this out.
It's big. It's huge.
As you see, there's another vehicle. I think he was next to the road or in a large parking lot, but he mentioned 3 times this thing, implying singularity. Even though there's 2 lights, they apparently were attached to something larger, and they remained stationary in the nighttime sky. Whatever this thing was, it was hovering, not making any sound. Clearly not an airplane, definitely not helicopters, or they'd be very loud. There was a big object in the nighttime sky hovering above Arizona City, Arizona, back in April of last year. And it's no telling how many other people possibly saw this thing. As you can see, if you were outside at 12:30 on that night and looking up, you wouldn't have missed it, and Brian captured this excellent video. Keep in mind, this thing wasn't moving, and you're going to see more lights reveal themselves. They appear to be associated with these first lights that we are looking at right now. Watch what happens here. Okay, here we go. This is the same night, same location. This thing hasn't moved. But there's more lights that reveal themselves. So these couldn't be Chinese lanterns. This video is way too long for Chinese lanterns. And not only that, they haven't moved. There's just been new ones appear. Now we've got one over here, one back here. Watch the formation that they make. Check that out. Looks like a big triangle, big mothership up in the sky. Are you serious? Here's video number 2 of what appears to be the same thing, but maybe a little smaller. Kyle Johnson, January 1st of 2025. Is that another one? Wow. 3 non-blinking, very bright lights moving at what appears to be the exact same speed in the nighttime sky appear to be part of something larger? Are you serious right now? What is going on? And unlike the video we just saw out of Arizona City, Arizona, this object appears to be moving very slowly, very quietly through the nighttime sky, not making any sound, clearly not an airplane or a helicopter. And there it goes. And then it kind of disappears into the night sky. And they remained in the same exact position during their movement across the nighttime sky, and that tells me those weren't Chinese lanterns because they held on to that same position the entire time. Going to Las Vegas, Nevada. Check this out. Yet another incredible sighting in the nighttime sky. And here we go, the night of January 6th of 2025. Angela Long looking out over the Las Vegas desert. I zoomed in over here on the left. These things are several miles away, as you can tell from the original vertical video on the right. Look at how far away those things are. And those are out above the desert. What in the world did she see? These look similar to the back 2 lights of the large object that we just saw. However, these look vertical, and they're not moving. And they're probably, I don't know, at least 8, maybe 9, 10 miles away from her location, and she can easily see them. So that tells you that these things had to have been pretty decent size. That's an airplane. No doubt about it. These, on the other hand, are something entirely different. They don't appear to be moving. They remain vertical, which tells us they're under some sort of intelligent control. They're not just wandering around up there at the mercy of the wind. Those are holding steady. That tells you that it has its own power source. They're maintaining a very specific position, not only in the sky, but away from each other. They don't move. Look at how far away those things were. What an awesome video. There they are over here. I zoomed in on the left so you guys could get a little better look at them. Even though they were a long ways away, you could easily see them once she zoomed in, and then I zoomed in too. The top one seemed to be red. The bottom one appeared to be white. Wow, what an incredible video from the Las Vegas desert. Going over to Hampshire, United Kingdom. And here we go, a video by Sarah Jane. I think this video's from this past week. She looked up and saw an incredibly bright object in the nighttime sky. This object wasn't moving, wasn't making any sound, wasn't blinking. Clearly not a helicopter or an airplane. Don't know what this was. She didn't either. That's why she was recording this thing, because of its mysterious personality. We've seen a lot of these things here recently look very similar to this right here. All around the world. I mean, people on a daily basis. I get videos every day of these mysterious lights in the nighttime sky from all around the world. Going to Pittsburgh, Texas. Here we go. Yet another mysterious object in the nighttime sky. Margaret, this video goes back to December 21st of 2024 at 9:17 p.m. Looks very similar to what was spotted above the United Kingdom. However, this one has a few more colors, but it looks to be about the same size and at about the same altitude. And coming up is video number 6 of a collection of 6 videos that I put together for you guys. This video has narration going back to Las Vegas, sent in by Tom, of what looks like an object that we analyzed in yesterday's video. Check this out.
Taking a video of this because if anyone doesn't believe I actually took pictures of these things, there it is. That's the orb on the left that you can see in the viewfinder of the camera. See it? Little dot over there?
So here I zoom in on the dot that he has in the viewfinder. That's the orb. Here's the viewfinder of his camera. The thing does look out of focus, and that's what we were talking about in yesterday's video. Look at that thing. And here's a close-up view of the same thing in the nighttime sky, also spotted from Las Vegas. Wow, great job, guys. You are wide awake and on the ball. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photos were sent in by Ricky and Duncan. Ricky out of Fort St. James, British Columbia. Duncan out of southeastern Tasmania. Photos of the amazing geomagnetic storm from the night of January 2nd into January 3rd. Looking at the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center. All quiet the last 24 hours. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. All in all, pretty quiet. A little bit of earthquake activity along the northern edge. Something bizarre going on here on this seismograph. I believe that's the Lake Mary seismograph. You can see what looked like strange pulses appearing over the last 18 hours on the seismograph. Looking at the power outage situation over here at poweroutage.us. Not a good situation indeed, as it's been very cold east of the Mississippi River, and you can see there's still multiple power outages over a wide area. 16,000 in Missouri, 18,000 in Illinois, 28,000 in Indiana, 25,000 in Kentucky, West Virginia looking at 29,000, and 45,000 in the state of Virginia. Hopefully, the power will be back on very, very soon. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email,
just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi. You're gonna be okay.
When I was driving to the command post, it really looked like an apocalypse.
It's beyond anything I think any of us could have ever imagined. It looks like we're in a third world country.
100-mile-per-hour wind gusts, hurricane-force winds, unleashing fires across Southern California at this hour. These are the images coming in right now. Authorities are calling this a, quote, particularly dangerous situation.
Straight to that major emergency unfolding in Los Angeles right now. As we go to air, 4 major fires are surrounding the city and raging out of control. Harrowing images show the apocalyptic blaze. Near Malibu, residents filming as fire engulfs their home.
You're gonna be okay.
Want me to the park? Incredible pictures, aren't they? Hurricane strength winds are fanning the blaze.
You couldn't see. There was spot fires everywhere. There was trees coming down literally as we were driving, and multiple houses on fire. Definitely the worst brush fire and worst incident that Pasadena has seen in its history.
Absolute catastrophe in Southern California, being described by people there as just hell on earth.
This is the view from an airplane from KTLA photographer Paul Sanchez as he's giving us an aerial perspective to the devastation in the Palisades. Sky 5 unable to fly due to a temporary flight restriction put in place because President Biden is in town. But this is an incredible view of what it looks like from above.
First, how would you describe what is happening in your city this morning?
It is absolutely cataclysmic. It is terrifying. It is bigger than anything we've ever seen. And we live in fire country. We're used to having fires every year, particularly since the onset of climate change. But what we see today, 3 full-scale fires and 2 smaller fires all at once in Southern California is one of the most outlandish things that we've seen with regard to fire.
It is like driving through hell itself down here. Literally through hell.
The fire is growing. We have no percentage of containment.
Okay.
See how the wind just pushes those embers.
Hey, you got milk? We do. This is 50 cups of milk. Look, in a survival situation,